Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give this a whip and we're going to see how long it's going to go for. Just let me get the timing right here. 10 seconds. So I did a test like this earlier and didn't get many hits, and I'm thinking this might be because of the orientation of the video. So I'm doing it again with the landscape orientation. This is pretty spectacular, you know. It's like this is it. It's as good as it's gonna get. We just have to perfect it, you know. If we're gonna stagger the stator underneath, you know, we got to figure out how we're gonna do that, and then, you know, decide whether or not we're gonna have a flexible rotor instead of this, you know, solid wood, like have joints in it and stuff like that for. But you know, it's like this material that would have to be used doesn't really exist, I don't think. I would think Orb Weaver spider silk would be like a good place to start. Very flexible, very durable. But you want to get it into like a form like this rod right here, so it'll bend when the magnet comes and bends it, but it'll bend back when the magnet passes. You get what I'm saying? So like if you had everything set up on the outside, that's how I would see it being done, is you have that kind of reed switch basically. Every time a magnet would come close, it would push it out, and it wouldn't like create much friction because the material would be very pliable. And then as the magnet would pass, it would come back and go into the in-between part, which will then propel it to the next magnet. And as long as there's not a lot of friction there, that could actually, as long as the friction is less than the propulsion generated by the movement of the reed, you might actually increase in your speed. Lots of things could happen. I mean, there is going to be a cap, but if you just start it and you get it going, like I think 2 humps is the law here. You got to get it to go 2 humps, and then everything after the 2 humps goes a long way. But it can't be all rigid, you know, like a Wheel of Fortune nipple that, you know, you can't be all like that. That's not going to work. It's got to be, but it's got to be stiff enough so that it won't, you know, get attracted and just stop. You know, it's got to be, the calculations got to be just right. Now, it doesn't have to be right up in there either, because these magnets are strong, okay? I prefer the fringe interaction of these magnets to other magnets, like the very edge of these magnets range and the very edge of the other magnets range. As long as as long as the magnetic field is touching, you're going to get something out of it. So just make it barely touching on either side, and that will reduce like 80% of your friction. But of course, you know, quantum physics would definitely come into play here, because you want it to be, you know, compact, and you want it to be close, and you want it to be in a case, you know, and have it, you know, be part of a vehicle or something, you know, if it gets utilized. Well, where am I I getting going with this? If it gets utilized, I mean, the chances of that are, I don't even know. I don't know if this is like, I've never seen it, and I decided that I'd do it. I mean, I might have stumbled onto some of this stuff on accident. I mean, I've always known that it's possible, but I just never knew exactly how to do it because I would always mess up. I'd always screw up. The gap in between the magnets would always be too far apart because once you get them close, they're gonna flip on you, and that's just, you know, how magnets work. So you either got to glue them in there or you got to have them magnetically held in place or nailed, screwed. See, that magnet right there has got a screw in it. All these magnets underneath the big magnets, they all have screws in them. Because I was anticipating this rotor going very, very fast. I never got it to go that fast though, that it would even need to worry about it. See, now this is lackluster. I think I'm going to take those little magnets off. So I just rolled one without them, and it was like 9 minutes and something. It's like 7 minutes, coming up on 7 minutes. Now I'm just thinking here that if you alter the height of any of the magnets on the levitation disc, that you will automatically need to have a flexible rotor because it's not going to register. Well, I mean, it might register, but it's not going to get the effect you're desiring. So I would say the max stack on that would be 2 additional magnets on any one of the nodes down there. Wow. 8 minutes. All right. So 8.5 minutes. I think that's pretty good. Let's see, but it is like 45 seconds less than without those magnets. And I want to try something. Like, I don't even know if I should, like, try it. But I'm going to go on the levitation disc. I'm going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 until I run out of magnets. We're going to see how tall we can get that stack. It'll be like a staircase, but as you can see, the rotor is flat, so it won't really be like a staircase. So I don't know. It might cause some damage. All right. Well, thank you very much. Peace out. Have a good night.